After an unapologetic news conference by the Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan, India has reacted with a 7-point rebuttal to Imran Khan. New Delhi has said that it's not surprised that Pakistan is refusing to acknowledge the Pulwama terror attack. In a point-by-point rebuttal, India said that disclaiming links between terror attacks and Pakistan is an often repeated excuse by Islamabad. The statement called off Imran's offer to investigate the matter as just another excuse, citing how India had provided proof to Pakistan even after the 26/11 terror attacks and even after the attack on Pathankot airbase. India said that promises of a guaranteed action seem hollow given Pakistan's track record. Slamming Imran Khan's Naya Pakistan claim, India questioned Imran Khan's ministers, who have not once but on several occasions shared the stage with the likes of Hafiz Saeed and his aides. India expressed regret that Imran Khan linked India's response to the terror attack with the upcoming general elections, reminding Pakistan how India's democracy is the model for the world.
We are not surprised that the Prime Minister of Pakistan refuses to acknowledge the attack on our security forces in Pulwama as an act of terrorism. Prime Minister of Pakistan has neither chosen to condemn this heinous act nor condoled with the bereaved families. The Prime Minister of Pakistan has offered to investigate the matter if India provides proof. This is a lame excuse. In the horrific attack in Mumbai on 26/11, proof was provided to Pakistan. Despite this, the case has not progressed for the last more than 10 years. Likewise, on the terror attack on Pathankot airbase, there has been no progress. Promises of guaranteed action ring hollow given the track record of Pakistan.
Well, a strong statement coming from New Delhi this evening, reacting to Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan. Remember, Imran Khan had offered for an investigation and said that if there is an actionable evidence, he will act. New Delhi reacting to that statement, clearly saying what happened to the evidence provided after 26/11 terror attack and Pathankot terror attack. No action was taken by Pakistan. India slamming Imran Khan, saying it's a lame excuse. On Naya Pakistan, which Imran Khan talked about and has been talking about, India said that its own ministers have been sharing stage with terrorists like Hafiz Saeed. I can give you two important examples from last year when the Minister of State in the Ministry of Interior Ministry of Pakistan, Shahryar Khan, clearly said that nothing will happen to Hafiz Saeed as long as the Imran Khan government is here. And we saw their interfaith minister also sharing stage with Hafiz Saeed and making anti-India statements. No change from the Pakistani policy, which is something that New Delhi has been repeating for a pretty long time. Imran Khan had also given a particular reference to the Indian general election, saying that elections are near and that is why comments are coming from India.
Now, earlier, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan denied Islamabad's role in the Pulwama terror attack. Imran Khan said that if India tries to attack Pakistan, then Pakistan would retaliate.
Pakistan ko isse kya fayda hai?
February 14th, a cowardly attack sponsored by Pakistan. 4 days later, India's befitting response. And as India edges closer to bringing Pakistan and its proxies to justice, across the border in Islamabad, the Pakistani Prime Minister is restless.
Pakistan retaliate करने का सोचेगा नहीं, Pakistan retaliate करेगा.
Denial, false promises and empty threats. A panic-stricken Imran Khan has denied Pakistan's role in the dastardly Pulwama attack. He wants proof.
किसी किस्म की आप तहकीकात करवाना चाहते हैं इस इंसिडेंट में कि कोई पाकिस्तानी इसमें मुलव्वस था, हम तैयार हैं. अगर आपके पास कोई एक्शनेबल इंटेलिजेंस है कि पाकिस्तानी इन्वॉल्व है, वो हमें दे. मैं आपको गारंटी करता हूं कि हम एक्शन लेंगे.
The self-proclaimed peacenik has become a hawk overnight. He's not vowing to defend Pakistan, but he promises retaliation.
पाकिस्तान रिटेलिएट करने का सोचेगा नहीं, पाकिस्तान रिटेलिएट करेगा. पाकिस्तान कोई और दूसरा रास्ता नहीं होगा रिटेलिएट करने के बगैर, जवाब देने के बगैर।
But he just won't act against terrorists roaming free on Pakistani soil.
अगर आज अफगानिस्तान के अंदर 17 साल के बाद सारी दुनिया ये तस्लीम कर बैठी है कि मिलिट्री सोल्यूशन नहीं है और बातचीत से, डायलॉग से मसला हल होगा, क्या हिंदुस्तान में इसके ऊपर डिस्कशन नहीं होनी चाहिए?
It took almost 5 days for Imran Khan to break his silence on the terrible Pulwama attack in which India lost 40 of its personnel, but not a word of condolence from the Pakistani Prime Minister when he made his statement on the state television today at 1:30. But it seems that Islamabad is repeating the same script which is given by Rawalpindi, and there will be no change in stance from Pakistan.
It's been 5 days since the Pulwama attack and the bilateral tensions are soaring. India has withdrawn the most favoured nation status to Pakistan. The Indian army has been given a free hand. Both countries have called back their envoys for consultations. And the Indian Prime Minister has declared that the time for dialogue is over.
अब बातों का समय निकल चुका है.
Indian politicians cutting across party lines have backed the government.
The Prime Minister of Pakistan has offered to investigate the matter if India provides proof. This is a lame excuse. In the horrific attack in Mumbai on 26/11, proof was provided to Pakistan. Despite this, the case has not progressed for the last more than 10 years. Likewise, on the terror attack on Pathankot Air Base, there has been no progress. Promises of guaranteed action ring hollow given the track record of Pakistan.
Imran Khan, widely acknowledged as the puppet of Pakistan's deep state, faces the biggest test of his political career. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Now, India's security forces have directly blamed the Pakistani army for the deadly terror attack on a CRPF convoy that killed 40 personnel on the 14th of February in Pulwama. In a joint press conference hosted by the Army, the Central Reserve Police Force or the CRPF and the Jammu and Kashmir Police this morning, security officials said that there was no doubt that the Pakistani army directly controlled the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror group, which carried out the deadly suicide attack.
पाकिस्तान आर्मी जैश-ए-मोहम्मद पाकिस्तान आर्मी का ही एक बच्चा है. जैश-ए-मोहम्मद को पाकिस्तान आर्मी ही कंट्रोल कर रही है और ऐसे ही कंट्रोल कर रही है. और जैसे कि आपने कल जैश-ए-मोहम्मद का रिलीज भी देखा होगा, उन्होंने ये कबूला भी है कि उनका चीफ ऑपरेशंस कमांडर जो है इस हमले में मारा गया है. तो पाकिस्तान आर्मी का इन्वॉल्वमेंट इसमें 100% है. इसमें मेरे को और आपको किसी को कोई शक नहीं.
Speaking to media, Kashmir's top police officials said that the entire Jaish-e-Mohammed leadership in the Kashmir Valley had been eliminated within 100 hours after the Pulwama terror attack. The officers also appealed to the locals and especially the mothers to make their sons surrender if they had taken up arms.
I would like to tell one thing to the parents of the local youth, especially the mothers, because I understand and I know in a Kashmiri society, mother has a great role to play. Through you, I would request all the mothers of Kashmir to please request their sons who have joined terrorism to surrender and get back to the mainstream. Anyone who has picked up gun in Kashmir will be eliminated unless he surrenders. And this is a message and a request to all the mothers. Please tell your children to surrender. There is a very good surrender policy being initiated by the government so that they can join the mainstream and pursue with their life.
Two Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, the masterminds of the attack on the CRPF convoy, were killed in an operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district on Monday. 4 soldiers were also martyred in the operation, which lasted 12 hours. On Thursday, 40 CRPF personnel were killed in a deadly attack on a convoy in Pulwama's Avantipora area. And now we have defense expert Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal joining us from Panchkula in Haryana. Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal, thank you so much for taking time out to be this here on WION World is One. Now, the cries for revenge and avenging the Pulwama attack are only growing louder. But then there is also the problem of how do you go about doing this? What do you think is the best solution at this point in time in India with the way Pakistan has been speaking? The way Prime Minister Imran Khan has spoken about how Pakistani military will not take it lying down if there was any military action from the Indian side.
Well, for the first time, we have gone in for a very aggressive posturing. And the speech of Imran Khan was a very nervous one because he feels that Pakistan is being isolated the world over. And the speech that he gave was a scripted one. He spoke of retaliating should India go in for such a venture. Well, I think even a rat would, when cornered, would say the same thing. We should realize that military action is just a speck in the range of options that we have got. We have got range of options to attack the intent of Pakistan so that its content is subdued. So he's just talking about military retaliation. We may not, but there are other ways of indirect means which will dwindle the economy of Pakistan, and Pakistan, which is already running around with a begging bowl, it'll be on its knees. That is what the fear of Pakistan is, of being isolated economically and being put on the FATF list, which it is.
At this stage, if I may, India has revoked the most favored nation status to Pakistan, which is the reason why Pakistan's trade with India has been going on unabated. And now, after the Pulwama terror attack, that has been done. The economic isolation process, rather, so to speak, has already begun. But there is now the only talk of what exactly is the Indian government going to do? What exactly is the Indian army going to do? And what do you think is the wisest thing to do at this point in time?
Well, war is definitely an option. Whether it's going to be a full-scale war or a salami slicing or whatever it is. But my take on war is war should be exercised as the last option. Because at the end of conflict termination, will it contribute towards conflict resolution? In a short duration war, you capture 2 hills. Will he stop his intention of interfering in Kashmir through terrorists? It's one of the specs which is there. There are other issues. The government, for instance, they have removed for outside MFN status. It has also garnered support from 48 countries to isolate, and the voice is growing. France is now tabling in the UN against Masood Azhar. So there are, the world over, they are keen to isolate Pakistan. That is the strongest weapon. Win all without fighting. Yes, we are capable and we can deliver, like our chiefs had said.
Right.
That we should give such a punishment to Pakistan that it does not dare to once again prosecute its instrument of state policy against the state of India. But my take on this was, of course, they are far more experienced than me. They're more strategic in mind than me. But war should be used as a last option. We have other options which are very, very effective. And all these have been listed out and debated in a number of TV channels.
Right. Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal, at this stage, I'm afraid we'll wrap things up. But thank you so much for joining us here on WION Fineprint and sharing your away from that. Diplomatic sources are telling WION World is One that the United States of America has called upon Pakistan to let Masood Azhar be placed on the United Nations list of global terrorists. We're being told that the US officials have conveyed this message to Pakistani diplomats in Washington. The Jaish-e-Mohammed terror group claimed responsibility for the deadly Pulwama terror attack. And early this week, India had urged the international community to support its move to place Jaish-e-Mohammed and its leader, Masood Azhar, on a United Nations list of terrorists.
And the United States has formally called upon Pakistan to act against Masood Azhar and let him be placed at on the United Nations global terror list, the global list of terrorists of designated terrorists, on which Hafiz Saeed is on as well. Now remember, the Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar has been allegedly been in Pakistan, been operating out of that Bahawalpur area as of reports that have been coming in. Pakistan has been denying Masood Azhar's presence, and it has maintained that Jaish-e-Mohammed remains a banned terrorist organization. But what diplomatic sources, top diplomatic sources, have been telling beyond that, this was conveyed to the Pakistani diplomats in DC just last night or the night before, within this week, and now it has been formally communicated to the Pakistani Ministry of Foreign Affairs as well by the Pakistani embassy in DC through a cable that has been written, that has been indeed been reviewed by the authorities here in Pakistan.
And in some breaking news that is coming in what might be providing a fillip to India's bid to have Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar listed as a global terrorist, France is set to move a fresh proposal soon in the United Nations Security Council to seek a ban on Masood Azhar. This will be the second time France will be party to such a proposal at the United Nations. In 2017, the US, supported by the UK and France, had moved a proposal at the United Nations Sanctions Committee 1267 to ban the chief of Pakistan-based terror outfit. However, the proposal was blocked by China. We have Siddhant Sibal now joining us on the phone line for more on this story that's breaking here on WION World is One. Siddhant, talk to us. What are your sources telling you at this point in time?
Well, big development. It has been now confirmed that France will be proposing at the United Nations Security Council that Masood Azhar, the chief of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the organization behind the terrible terror attack last week in Pulwama that killed more than 40 CRPF personnel, will be now put at the United Nations Security Council. The terror listed as an international terrorist. Remember, China had been blocking the listing of Masood Azhar as an international terrorist. Last time also, the French government proposed it along with the American government and the British government, but it was blocked by China. But now there is a fresh momentum after the terror attack which took place in Pulwama, and the world has seen who is behind it. Jaish-e-Mohammed is behind it. And I can also confirm another big development. Even as we speak, there is a meeting of the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force meet, which is taking place in Paris. In the meeting, the French government will be proposing the continuation of Pakistan on the grey list. Remember, Pakistan was also put on the grey list last year, and continuation of Pakistan, Islamabad at the grey list means that it can very soon convert it into the blacklist, which means that territory, that jurisdiction, that means that country is not viable to have a financial transaction, because that financial transaction can be a part of terror financing. That will be a big blow to the Pakistani economy, which is already facing a lot of pressure. We know how the government, Imran Khan, has been going to Riyadh, he has been going to UAE, he has been going to China, and he has been going to the IMF to get bailouts after bailouts to make sure that the economy is put back on the track. But he is, in a sense, not doing well. We know the negotiations with IMF are not doing well. But by and large, the big story right now is that the French government will be backing the proposal to put Masood Azhar as an international terrorist under the United Nations Security Council 1267 committee, a committee which was formed after the terror attack, the 9/11 terror attack in New York, so that there is the list of terrorists, especially Al-Qaeda related terrorists. So that is the big focus, and this development coming days after the Pulwama attack, just 5 days after Pulwama attack. The focus now will be, will Beijing again act as a spoilsport, or will it also now back the listing of Masood Azhar as an international terrorist? Because if Beijing doesn't back the international,
Siddhant Sibal, our principal diplomatic correspondent, joining us with the latest on that story that's breaking over here. France is seeking a ban on Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar at the United Nations India's stand on Masood Azhar gains momentum. We will be keeping you updated on the latest on that front as and when we get more details.